Hello and welcome to Leap Telecom. We are going to show you how to set up your cadence system today. We're going to talk about creating a call flow and the building blocks that it takes to put that together. So before we get into building it, let's talk about how to create a good call flow. And what we're going to do is design it from the top and then configure it from the bottom up. It might sound a little weird right now, but I think it'll all make sense as we get going. Now the system is made up of what I call building blocks. We have schedules, menus, ring groups, devices, extensions, and voicemails. So these can all be put together in order to form your call flow. So what we want to do is design it starting from the left with our schedules. Do we need a schedule for Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 versus hours that were closed? Then we need menus. Press 1 for sales, 2 for support, 3 for maybe our hours of operation. The ring groups, the sales group, the support group, who's all going to get these calls that they go to. The devices, that's the physical phones that are implemented, the extensions, that's the people that are in the system, and voicemails. So we have all these different things that go together to form the phone system. So when we're designing it, let's start at the top. We have our scheduler. Do we even need a scheduler? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you do, you want to go ahead and define what those hours are going to be, what days it's going to be active. You can set up holidays as well. Next, we're going to create our menus. So decide how you want that to look. How many different menu options? The fewer the better, I think. I can't stand when there's like 8 menu options and you're sitting there like, well, 2 sounded pretty good. And you're like listening and listening. You're like, well, I don't know, 4 might be more appropriate than 1 or 2. Just make them simple. You can always drill down into more things if you need to. If you have multiple support areas, maybe you go to a support menu and then it's support for product A, support for product B. So you can do more things. You can nest menus together. So once we decide what we want to do, we want to figure out what those menu options are. If we're going to have an announcement, if we're going to have ring groups, who's going to be in those different ring groups. So you may have the same people in multiple groups. You may have individuals, but doing it as a ring group makes it easy to add and move people around versus just going to a specific person. So even if you only have one person in that ring group, to me it makes more sense from a logistics point of view to be able to manage that. And then we create those people. Who are the users? That's the extensions. What extension do they have, and do they need voicemail? Now, see, in this case, I have my scheduler set up for Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. It goes into the main menu, and after hours, it's going to drop directly into Sue's voicemail. So, interesting way of doing it, but the way I always look at this is before we move left to right with how we design it, but when we configure it, we kind of go the opposite. We go the voicemails, extensions, devices, ring groups, menus, and schedules. So let's get into this and see how this actually works. So we're going to go to our instances and select our site. And here we have locations, conference rooms, devices, extensions, fax machines, forwards, menus, phone numbers, ring groups, schedules, SIP trunks, and voicemail boxes. So as I kind of pointed out before, I like to go from the bottom up. I'll create a voicemail box for the individual people that I want to have. Then I'll configure the extensions and the devices. Then we'll move up to ring groups and then menus and schedules. So let's just kind of take a look through the options and see what we have. So if we go into a mailbox, I can say this is for Carrie, and you can give them a PIN number, and the PIN number allows them to call into the system, enter their PIN number to retrieve their voicemails. So right now I'll just do a simple one. And who do I want these notification emails to go to? So I'll just put my email address in here. Great, I've got my first voicemail box created. Now I'm not going to go through and create a bunch of them because that would just waste your time, but I want you to see how each of these things kind of goes together. Okay, I've got my mailbox created. Let's go to my extension. Now this is going to be a direct dial extension for employee to employee, or it's also going to be used in other areas such as the menus. So this is going to be Carrie Garrison and my extension. What is my extension number? So after the voicemail box, the next step is going to be the device. Now this is going to be the physical phone that exists for somebody. So I'm going to create a phone here, and this is going to be Carrie's desk phone. And now I need a login and password for that phone. Now you can make these simple, you can make them complex. It really depends on the phone that you're going to use. I'm just going to make it simple. I'll keep that default password that it created. I like that. How many channels do I want? I mean, my phone supports 4, so I'm going to put 4. The timeout. So the timeout is how long is this device going to ring before it fails over into my voicemail. I don't like it to ring for 2 minutes. I think that's pretty long, but a few rings for sure. Now a ring is typically going to be about 6 seconds. So 3 rings, 18 seconds, give it a few seconds after that. Let's make it 20 seconds. Where is it going to go if it doesn't ring? Well, there's my voicemail box. So I've got that. Now I can add my SIP caller ID name and number, but I don't have phone numbers set up right now. My access control list, this is going to be pre-populated if I have my master control list set up. But if I'm working from home, then I need to have my public IP address here. So that could make a difference. So for my time zone, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to type Denver. It knows that. Mobile client and provision, you don't need to worry about these right now. And the MAC address, you don't need to worry about that. So we'll go ahead and save that. Okay, so now we have a voicemail and we have a device. Who does that device belong to? It's going to belong to me. So my next step is going to be to create an extension. So I'll go to extensions, and this is Carrie. And what extension do I want? I'm kind of preferential to extension 200. And where is this going to go? So when I click on destination, it's going to show me all the available destinations. Well, I want it to go to my desk phone. So I'll go ahead and save that. Oh, I forgot. Must have 4 digits here. So I'll make 1002. There we go. And I have my extension. So as I set these up, if someone else is at their phone and they dial 1002, it's going to ring my phone. Pretty simple. Now let's go over to the ring groups and we'll create a ring group over here. And this will be the marketing ring group. And again, I'm going to go with a 24-second timeout. Where is this going to fail over to? It's going to fail over to my voicemail box. I think that's probably pretty good. And which devices, oh, I've got a spelling mistake in there. So I could add multiple people to this ring group. I could create a sales group. I can create a support group. I can create all kinds of different groups with different people. And one person can be in multiple groups. I'm going to go ahead and edit that device name. Just click on that and boom, fix that problem right there. All right, where are we at? We have our voicemails, we have our devices, we have our extensions, we've got our ring groups. Now we need to go to our menus. So I'll go ahead and create a menu, and the name of this will be our main menu. And again, we have a PIN number. This will be 3001. I'll use 3000s for our menus. Where do I want it to go? If it can't go anywhere, again, I'll just send this to my voicemail box. And 0, I'm not going to have anything for 0. For 1, it's going to go to our marketing ring group. So, pretty easy. I could have, like you said, I could have multiple ring groups. I can have 0 just go to the receptionist desk. I can route things anywhere I want to go, and it's going to show me all of the valid destinations in the system. So it doesn't have to be a ring group here. It can be an extension. It can be a ring group. It can be a voicemail box. It can be a device. It can be a conference room. It can be a number of things. So we're not limited to just the things I've created during this demonstration. All right, so now we need phone numbers. And we can add a phone number in here. And this will be our main line. And Trail Travelers, it's just my YouTube channel, but I'll use that. Where should it route to? Well, it's going to go to the main menu. So we definitely need the phone number to go to the main menu. What type of number is it? It's a domestic number. And what country? It's in the United States. It's in Colorado. And should be able to find it just based on that. Yep, there's plenty of numbers available in that location. So I can pick Denver, Colorado Springs, Longmont, all kinds of areas here. I like that phone number, 684-74-7940. Click Next and confirm my details. And if it's okay, click Next to place your order. And now we have a phone number that's routing to our main menu that people can then branch off of. But there's one more thing we need to do on that menu before it's really going to work well. And that's we need a greeting for it. So let's go back to that menu. And down here at the bottom, so you need to record a greeting and upload it to the system. Now, if you've never recorded something before, you can often do this with your phone and just create a sound file. You can use free software for doing audio recording, and it can do effects and cleaning up sound in that. That's called Audacity. So if you look up that, you can find a free audio editing tool that's very handy, and just choose the file and upload it, and there's your greeting. So that should get your basics started with the Cadence hosted PBX system. We'll be doing more videos on advanced setups and configurations, but we wanted to give you the basics to get up and running today. So thanks for watching. We'll see you later, and thanks for being a Leap customer.